Hey guys, this is Vic from Grasping the Market and welcome to our market briefing. Well, today we saw a further continuation of the correction that started earlier in the week and it left a massive gap in the morning, partially closed but still big, and the correction reached the almost the 3000 level. I mean, we went to 3070 something. uh, let's remember that on Monday we opened around 31.45, so that's been quite a correction to start the week, first week of December. And well, that, as you can see here, that trend is now broken and in a spectacular fashion, leaving this big gap. As you can see here, there was acceleration in the overnight, and then towards the end of the overnight at the open, pushed lower. But the important thing is, uh, with that correction now a fact, the price behavior through the session was quite interesting because there was a strong reluctancy to follow through on the open push lower, and actually the market balanced for a long period of time, as we will see, also as we see here on the market profile. Market balance for yeah, almost 3 hours and something, but always making higher lows. So there was a uh, like there was evidence that there was no follow through, and although the market has that time was coming lower and attempting to extend lower, at this point the follow through became it became evident that there was a struggle to the downside. And actually, if you look at it, like for one step back, the market rally for the rest of the session after the F period. Now, when you have a correction like the one you had, leaving this gap and the market moving almost in one direction, I mean, the chances are that, as we know, the markets go from trend to balance to trend or continuation, or balancing and then they reverse. This is a strong reversal and it's a very sharp one. So I wouldn't be surprised if the market needs to catch its breath before continuing lower. The last two sessions have a massive gap in the middle, and the two sessions themselves have a quite healthy range. So there could be some further trading inside this weekly range that we have created. Notice that the market closed today very near the session highs. So we need to see what will happen tomorrow. What is driving the market is the expectation that, I mean, some comments came from U.S. officials saying that the tariffs expected for December 15 are still on the table unless there's an imminent trade deal signed with China. So that, together with President Trump signing that uh, deal with the Hong Kong thing, it's putting a lot of pressure on the market. Now, when the market reacts in such a way, there's always a risk of the market getting ahead of itself, in the sense that the market is always right. I mean, we it's not what we want, it's not what we think is going to happen, it's what at the end the market does. But there's what I've seen is that when the market moves so abruptly, then there needs to be a correction, just because of the fact that the inventory, people accumulating shorts or longs, gets out of hand. And in any auction, which is I mean, this is an auction. Any auction that is financial in nature, when you create an inventory imbalance, the market itself needs to correct it. So let's see what happens tomorrow. I mean, the larger time frame, the monthly here, is still positive, although the weekly has now, be compromised, and the daily definitely is moving very sharply. It's very difficult to call the bottom, but the fact that today closed near the highs is an important data point, I think. So let's see what happens tomorrow at the open. Tomorrow we have the ADP number before the open, and the market may be getting a little bit quieter ahead of the non-farm payrolls on Thursday. So let's see what happens tomorrow. If we look at the profile, as I said, rally for most of the second half of the session. Definitely we will be focusing on value relative to that late rally with this level here, the afternoon pullback at 30 or 81.50 being the level denoting change. So if we get acceptance within this late rally, let's call it, let's rally this late spike, that increases the odds that we will further attempt to close this gap or to go higher. If you get acceptance below that, that could mean continuation. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if the market tries to get some balance before continuing on either direction. So let's see what happens.